Bernie Sanders yesterday became the second Democratic candidate to visit a mosque. He attended an interfaith roundtable at Masjid, I hope I'm pronouncing that right, Muhammad, which is a mosque located some 2 miles from the White House in D.C. Sanders and various faith leaders called for an end to what Sanders called, quote, the anti-Muslim rhetoric and hatred that they say has been inspired by Republican presidential candidate Donald I Love Me Trump. This idea of banning the entry of all Muslims into the United States in an effort to combat terrorism, Jesus God. According to Sanders, that proposal resonated of, quote, quoting Sanders, centuries of bigotry and discrimination, sometimes with unspeakable results, end quote. That's right. The internment of 180,000, or I may have a low figure there, Japanese Americans during the early part of World War II. And of course, Sanders would also, obviously, is referring to the Holocaust, and before the Holocaust, the pogroms that were conducted against Jews in Eastern and Western Europe. We know what he's talking about, right? We'll be right back. So anyway, Bernie Sanders standing with Muslims, which is the proper thing to do. Really is. Remember, Sanders is Jewish, and he was joined by Muslim and Christian and Jewish leaders at this roundtable, including Muslim member of Congress Keith Ellison of Minnesota. The Masjid Muhammad, which calls itself the nation's mosque, was opened in the 1930s. Sanders said at this roundtable, quote, now at this moment, with all of the fears and anxieties people have of terrorism, there are demagogues out there, people like Donald Trump, who are once again attempting to divide us in xenophobic and racist ways. They want us to believe the average Muslim is a terrorist, and they want us to stop Muslims from coming here. And unbelievably, there are some, in defiance of the Constitution, who are talking about shutting down mosques like the one we're in here. Do we come together, or do we allow demagogues to divide us up? End quote. And of course, Sanders said that the rhetoric coming out of Trump's pie hole mirrors the language Nazis in Germany spread before World War II. Sanders added, quote, we must never forget what happened under the racist ideology of the Nazis, which led to the deaths of millions and millions of people, including family members of mine, end quote. And he added that Trump's rhetoric has contributed to a rise in hate crimes and hate speech against Muslims. Interfaith leaders at the event, including the mosque's president, Talib Sharif, a Baptist minister, Reverend Reginald Green, U.S. Army chaplain Abdul Rashid Muhammad, and female rabbi Batya Steinlauf. Keith Ellison praised Bernie for his stand. Ellison said, quote, at a time when bigots are leading in national polls, it takes a certain amount of courage to stand up and call us to our higher and nobler values, which you have just done, Senator Sanders.